It says it in the book of Ecclesiastes. There's a time for war and a time for peace. Family, when it is time to fight, because there are times you have to fight. Fight for your beliefs, fight for your values, fight for your family, fight for your job, it's time to fight. And what we got to do is stop running from the fight. Family, what's up? Welcome to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast is that it will always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we will be talking about on the Bacon Bits Podcast is dealing with having a balanced life. And I need to hear y'all say it. Say it out loud. Say valuable information applied equals success. And what we're going to be talking about today is time for you to fight for your rights. No, I won't say the last part because I just want you to fight. Why is that? Ladies and gentlemen, in life, there are times where you have to fight. It says it in the book of Ecclesiastes. There's a time for war and a time for peace. Family, when it is time to fight, because there are times you have to fight. Fight for your beliefs, fight for your values, fight for your family, fight for your job, it's time to fight. And what we got to do is stop running from the fight. It is so easy to run from it. Why is that? Because we do not like opposition. What do we try to do? We try to avoid opposition. Family, just think about it in life. In order for you to have, I'm using sports because that's just something that just comes to my mind really quickly. Anytime I want to win a Super Bowl championship, they don't just hand out Super Bowl trophies, family. You have to go through 31 other teams to get that doggone trophy. NBA championship, World Series, whatever it may be, you pick the sport. They don't just hand out the trophies. That's why I think we're doing our kids a disservice with this whole participation trophy crap. Family, in life, you are going to have opposition. So stop trying to avoid the opposition when it's time to fight. Because sometimes, let's be honest, y'all, the opposition is us. We fighting ourselves from getting to this very thing that we're trying to get to, whatever it may be. So we got to learn how to stop fighting and avoiding opposition. It's time to fight. Ain't no more avoiding it. It's time. We can't avoid school. You got to go through school and do what you got to do. Ain't no sense of avoiding paying your bills. Guess what? There are times that you can't avoid it. Guess what? You got to pay the bills. There are times in your relationships that it's going to be challenging. We ain't avoiding the opposition. Guess what? We got to go ahead and embrace this because it's going to happen anyway. So instead of avoiding the opposition, instead of running from it, we're going to run to the battle. We're going to run to it. Ain't no getting around it. It's going to happen in life. Life is, I really did at times wish it handed you things. But at the same time, I'm glad that it challenges you because you would never know how awesome you was. You would never know that you were that valuable to whoever and whatever the cause is if you didn't have opposition. Life ain't gonna hand you stuff. God ain't gonna hand you stuff. You have got to say, you know what, ain't no sense of avoiding the opposition. Ain't no sense of running from it. Let me just embrace it and get ready to do it. Family, you can't numb yourself from the fight. My work that I do with drug addicts and alcoholics has me working with them because they at one time or another were numbing themselves to the fight. And sometimes the fight is, what is it? The relationships. Sometimes the fight is finances. That's why I love talking about these different areas that we have to fight. Sometimes it's fighting that battle of, let me accept that I'm getting older, so I got to fight fight of don't let me just deteriorate and just run down the hill faster than I need to. Let me fight this urge to always want to eat sugar. Let me fight this urge to always want to eat salt. Let me fight this urge to always want to eat fast food. Guess what? It's a fight. Ain't no sense of numbing myself from it, because it's happening anyway. Ain't no sense of numbing ourselves from I'm dealing with all this anxiety and depression. Ain't no numbing yourself to it. It's easy to pick up a pill. It's easy to pick up do a couple of lines. It's easy to pick up it's easy to pick up that bottle and just numb ourselves to it. Family, we have got to fight. We got to fight. There's a spiritual battle going on. We got to fight. There's that fight to want to numb ourselves from, grief that we got to go through. Yeah, somebody that we love is passing away. Sometimes somebody that we love is dying in the process. Somebody already died. And we was trying to numb ourselves from the fight. And we got to fight for our sanity. So ain't no sense of numbing it no more. Guess what? We got to run to the fight and say, let me deal with this. No more numbing it. Another thing we got to stop the thing of doing is stop denying that there's a fight. Me not acknowledging that there's a fight is the fight ain't gonna happen. Yeah, if I don't fight this racism, if I don't fight this sexism, if we don't fight this injustices that are happening in the world, what do they say? The worst thing that can happen in this world is for good people not to say anything about something that's going on. I forgot who said that. Martin Luther King? Okay, thank you for letting me, baby, say that. But rephrase it. When good people don't do nothing about something that they see that's an injustice, that's something terrible for us as human beings, man. We got to stop denying that the fight is there. People are going to be racist. People are going to have sexism. There's going to be challenges in this life. People are going to not like you for whatever reason. Ain't no denying that we have a fight. We just got to embrace that fight. So stop denying it. If I don't, oh, thank you, my love. So my queen just put it in front of me. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And Martin Luther King just said that. Yeah. If there's an injustice anywhere, family, just because you don't feel like it in the moment, that there's not a fight, there's a fight going on. There's things that's going on behind the scenes that, man, if we don't put up laws, because human beings are going to be human beings. That's the reason why we have all these laws and different things of that nature. It's because people can't control themselves. So we have to have some laws put in place. But for us to deny that the stuff that's happening around us, man, we got to stop this thing, man. No denying. No denying. We have got to embrace it and say, you know what, it's time for the fight to go ahead and start taking place. Because if you keep denying it, keep denying it, eventually, when you really need to deal with the situation, sometimes it may be too late. And that's a big one that a lot of people don't get. If you don't deal with things in their earliest stages, it might come to a point that since I didn't fight, it's too late. That relationship you was in and that significant other is ready to get a divorce. Guess what? Because you denied it for so long, it's too late. They don't want to put the effort in. Because you've been, coming to work, late so much, and you didn't want to deal with, getting up earlier, setting that alarm clock and doing what you got to do. Your employer says, you know what? You've been denying it too long, that you've been getting to work late and it's been causing a rift from the other people that you're working with. We got to fire you. We got to let you go. And it's those things like that. We have to catch ourselves and say, man, I do not want to keep on denying that. I need to deal with this issue. You got kids that, man, if you don't deal with them issues early, as they get later on, guess what? We might start making that run down to the jail and put some bail money down, because guess what? We was in denial that they was doing the issues that they was doing. They didn't, get them the help that they needed early. We're in denial. Now, guess what? They out there strung out on drugs, and we didn't give them the help that they need earlier. We was in denial. Oh, they gonna get it together. Oh, they gonna get it together. Oh, they gonna get it together. Guess what? If we keep on denying, it might get out there, and I have to deal with, that person after we denied it for so much. Something happened to that person that was severe. I'm talking about severe, where at its worst case, it's death. But for some, it might be we didn't deal with that alcohol issue with this family member. We didn't have a intervention with that person, and they was driving and they car, skidded off the road, hit somebody that was innocent, and they died because we didn't shake that person up and say, you know what, it's time to get some help. We got to quit denying this. We got to fight for our loved one. And, I'm big on prayer, man. Sometimes, when you feel like you can't be there for them, and you literally can't be there for them because you're in different states and all of that nature. Sometimes you literally have to say to yourself, man, I got to at least fight for that person in prayer, because if I don't, man, I can't keep denying that they need some help. They truly need some help. But we can't keep doing this, man. Can't stop the denial. We got to quit hiding from the problem. So we got to, avoid the opposition, because there's going to be opposition always. We got to quit numbing ourselves with alcohol and drugs and other things of that nature, food, sex, whatever it may be. We got to quit denying that there's even a fight, because the fight is real, and it's always going to be. If you don't have but a fight of the inner battle within your own self, there's a fight. We can't keep running from situations over and over again. Running from it instead of embracing it, it's going to make it worse than it needed to be, because it lasted longer than we thought it was going to last, and we're going to end up having to pay way more we needed to pay. Way more than we needed to pay. So we can't hide from it. We keep on hiding our issues. We keep on hiding our problems. We keep on lying to ourselves and say it's not there. Man, it's going to add up to you real quick. And then you're going to look back over your life and say, I wish I'd have done something quicker. It's always, when you're in that moment and that stuff is happening, let's deal with it immediately. We got to quit prolonging stuff, man, because the fight is there. And the last thing I want you to do is stop letting other people fight your battles. Because what's going to end up happening is, if you keep on letting other people, like some people, guess what? They're good for you. If you got a lawyer that you guess what, you happen to have to be going through a divorce, or you got, guess what? It's beautiful, because those people have some expertise in that area. But when you keep on letting other people fight your fight, you're going to get super mad when nobody else is fighting your fight for you. And it's all because you were supposed to step up to the plate and fight your own fight, because we'll just use drugs and alcohol. I love you, but can't nobody be sober for you. That's your fight. I don't care how much your family members say they love you and they adore you, and they do. Family, when it comes to sobriety, the only person that can fight your fight for you is you. The only person that can fight you when you're dealing with, physical issues is you. I can't put the fork up to your mouth and be spoon feeding you, and I can't be. But if I fight the fight of, guess what? Let me get my finances in order. I can't keep on, going to my mom and dad and running to family members and friends and asking for money. It's time for me to sit down and go ahead and fight this doggone budgeting that I need to be doing when it comes to the finances. It's time for me I can't let nobody else, ain't nobody else married to my queen but me. I'm the one that have to go in there and say, babe, we got to fight this thing together. I got to do my part as well as my queen would have to do her part. When we let other people fight our fights, it's cool to have some people join in with you in the fight, but they can't fight the fight for you. That's like me going to the gym and I want the personal trainer to do all the work. Hold on, I thought that was you, the one that got the weight issue. You the one that got the health issue, and I want the other person. They can fight with you. They can't fight for you. I'm dealing with all this anxiety, depression, and I ain't taking my medication. I ain't using any of my coping skills. I'm not. Family, love you. People want the best for you. They can't fight for you. Man, I know a whole lot of people that think their grandmama's salvation is going to get them into heaven. That ain't how it works. You got to have your own personal relationship with Jesus. Family, there are areas in your life other people can't fight it for you. You have to step up to the plate and fight. So I want you to really think about that. We cannot avoid the opposition because it's coming. We can't numb ourselves to this stuff. Can't do it. You really got to stop the denying, because denying it ain't going to change it up. We can't run from it. It's an issue that we got to deal with in this day and time, and I'm prayerfully the moment, the sooner the better. We can't hide from it. because me putting my eyes over my eyes so that I don't have to see this situation don't mean it's going anywhere. So it's got to be fought. And then I can't be letting other people fight my fight for me. This is personal. I got to step into the ring myself and fight this problem and this issue that I got to deal with. So family, do me a favor. It's time to fight. It's time to fight. You got a season that you're in. Now, you might not be in that season right now. You might have just came out that season. But for those who are in it, don't do any of those things that I just got through speaking about. Go ahead and step up to the plate and say it's time to fight. Because you know what? I want my life to be victorious. I want to win in every possible area I can possibly win, where I have the control. And I'm going to let God help me get through this whole thing. Family, this is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. I love you guys. God bless. All right, what's up, family? It's your boy John Bacon from the Bacon Bits podcast. Thank you so much for your support, likes, and ratings. Please don't just listen, but rate me, follow me, and subscribe. This is an amazing way to offer free support. My beautiful queen and I have some books that we have written for your growth.
So the first book we have is a workbook, actually. It's called Healthy Relationships, and this is a workbook through the lens of faith. Because what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy? So this workbook is designed, it's a 12-week, it's a biblically grounded course, and every week has a few different principles. So some of our principles, some of our topics that we're covering are respect, cultivating security. And this is not just between a husband and wife. This is between parents, between siblings, between friends, between your bosses, employers. So it's really important, and everyone deserves a healthy relationship.
And also we have The Balanced Life by John Bacon. It covers how to be prosperous in your finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. So you can pick that up on Amazon, also on audiobook. And we also have
The Unraveling, a creative healing journal, pinings, poems, prayers, and ponderings of my precarious life. I've had a testimony of, I've had 2 brain tumors and 2 brain surgeries, and I'm super grateful, but I'm still grieving the process of healing. And this is part of the process. In this book, you have devotionals, you have prayers, and you have some ponderings. And in between these pages, there's a space for you to also be prompted to paint and to create your own, or maybe you want to write something in these books. This is part of your creative healing journal that we get to walk through together.
And you guys can just head over to Kingdom Servants First. Kingdom Servants, the number 1 st.com. And you can purchase all 3 of these books. Thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. God bless.